Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my out-of-box review for the HG Build Fighters Scramble Gundam. So once again, as always, a big thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store for sending me this kit to share with you guys. But that being said, I gotta say, I was definitely a little bit disappointed with this kit. Now, let me just say first off that if this is a design that you like, if you're really into the design of this Gundam, then you'll be perfectly fine with this kit. But if you're like me, and you're someone who was not really all that convinced by the design, but I was still holding out hope that, if it's a nice kit, then, I'll enjoy it. But honestly, the kit is not that great, and there's just a few things that I think are definitely like signs, like big indicators of Bandai they didn't really put as much effort into this kit as like they would just any other release, I think, and it's pretty clear, and I'll point some of those things out in this video. So it's actually kind of funny how it's kind of comparable to the whole Island Wars OVA episode in general. In my eyes, that was just sort of like a cash grab on just trying to milk a little bit more out of that series that's very popular. And in my eyes, I think this kit is very much the same kind of thing. It seems like something that was just kind of thrown together. Maybe they had this design left over, or maybe they just wanted to whip up a quick design to make a few more kits out of the series to get some more money. I'm not really sure, but the kit definitely has that feeling to it. Honestly, a lot of times building this kit, like, it felt like I was building a kit that's like 10 years old. There are just aspects of just the construction that like are just not really used by Bandai too much these days. Like the high grade, the technology that they're using to make their high grades nowadays, and like the engineering is just not really present here in most of the build. It's just kind of really kind of generic engineering that is just not as good as the engineering we're seeing on like a lot of the more recent Build Fighters kits and the Armed Blooded Orphans kits and stuff. So, but again, if you're into the design, then you'll be perfectly fine with it. But let's go ahead and take a look at this up close. So if you're familiar with the build burning or the tri burning, where they have a few of the clear parts on the body come off really easily, this has that as well in these parts here on the shoulders. They come off, if I'm just moving this, I'm sure they're gonna come off. Here, this one on the back just came off when I just touched it there. They come off really, really easily, so that's just one of the things where I say like it's just not really designed all that well, because there's just like nothing really to hold those in. So I'm just gonna put that aside, because I'm sure that's gonna fall out again over the course of this review. So there's just a few stickers. Actually, one thing that is cool about this kit is that if you are someone who's into doing LED work, that this kit seems like it would be really good for putting LEDs, because a lot of these clear parts have nothing behind them. So like putting an LED here in the shoulder, it would be really easy to just cut out the backs of those parts. In the head, there goes another one. See, another one of these clear parts on the shoulder fell off. The head, that's just one clear piece inside there. No, you have a sticker to put over the eyes, but if you didn't put that sticker there, it's just a clear blue piece inside there. So here on the head camera, there's no sticker for that. That's the clear blue. It's really hard to see, but if you had an LED in there, it'd be really cool. And then it's there on the back as well. So putting an LED will be really nice. And then here in the chest as well, there's no plastic behind this part. Let me try to take this off. It might not come off that easily, but there's no plastic directly behind that, so if you had an LED in there, it would shine through there really well. Other places like on the arms and knees, it'd be really easy to just cut out some plastic behind there to make something shine through. Another thing here is that here on this side of the leg, there's the other two stickers we have for this kit, is these black ones there on these sides of the legs. This side is fine, but see, the legs are designed symmetrically, so that we have this gap here on this side and this side. But you'd think that they'd give us some part to put on the inside of the leg to plug that up, because that just looks kind of unsightly. It looks like something's supposed to plug in there, but we don't really have anything to put there. So it just seems lazy. Like, I wish they would have included an extra part to just put in there on the inside to just cover that up or something, do something with that. As for the articulation though, the head is just normal up and down, gonna go up to about there, so not all too bad. The shoulders are the type of polycap that swings out forward like that. Here's another thing too. There are a lot of Reconquista and G kits did this, and I really don't like this, where the ball joint for the arm here is just molded as part of the shoulder armor, so there's no other point of articulation there. The shoulder armor is just what moves with the arm there. It's not bad, and I mean it works, but it just seems quite lazy. I didn't really like that about a lot of the Reconquista and G kits, to be honest. So the arm can go up to about there, Then, of course, the arm just moves like normal. It just swings here. I think it swings there at the top. Yeah, you can swivel that at the top. And then, like a lot of Zeta HG kits, this lower arm can move on there. So actually, it seems like it should be like this, where like that blue part should be like on the back of the arm, like that kind of. But actually, the way it's supposed to be, apparently, is supposed to be like that, where this blue part's on the side of the arm, like so. So this part has seams. This orange part has a seam there. The shoulder part, of course, has a seam, though it's mostly covered up by this clear piece on the top. But there is a seam on the shoulder part as well. The waist, we have a little bit of articulation here, but not really all that much. This, again, it's like a lot of newer HGs are having a lot better articulation built into the waist, but this one's not, just straight ball joint to ball joint there. That's, you know, that's pretty common. That's not really too unheard of, but a lot of the newer HGs are getting better waist joints. Here in the skirts, the front skirts are joined, but you can just cut them apart to separate them. The elbows will only give you about that much range of movement, and that's just because this very large lower arm part there. The side skirts hold the beam sabers, which is a cool effect, but they're pretty much just like plugged in to nothing. They're just held in there by just friction, so I have a feeling that those are probably going to fall off pretty easily if you're not too careful with that, or if you plug them in and out more than a few times. I would say just plug them in there and just plan on just keeping them there. Don't mess with them too much. So also, there's nothing to really hold them like flat against here, so they're you know, just kind of just resting there. Okay, and it's like not bad. In the hips, we're just going to have normal movement here as well. Those are going to move like that. You can see the hip joint is that's just going to swivel front to back a little bit there, not really a whole lot. Knee is going to have a double joint. It's going to give you movement to about to there. And then the front ankle armor here will move like that. As you can see, the foot bends, foot points down. That's for the transformation mostly. And then we have just a ball joint for the ankle. Just going to move around like that. So there goes another one. So now 3 of the 4 clear pieces on the shoulders is now fallen out. We just got one more hanging in there on the back of the shoulder. We'll see if that falls out before the end of this review. Here for the backpack, this is a sandwich part here. This main part, let's see, this part here is just 2 pieces of sandwich together. So you have 1, 2, 3 seam lines there on each parts of those. Obviously this whole part moves like that. This whole part moves like that. And then this top part moves up and down over that. It pretty much just works like the Destiny wings if you built an HG Destiny kit. So that's pretty much all of that. Just set that down for a second. For our accessories, we have 2 beam saber blades that will plug into the beam saber handles there. As for hands, the 2 holding hands, those are the only hand options that we have included with this kit. Then we do also have these 2, they're supposed to be beam rifles or beam cannons basically. These just attach onto the side of the arms, not really onto anything. They just kind of plug onto the clear parts there, so those just plug onto there like that. And yeah, that again just feels kind of like I don't know, but anyway, so these can turn, so you can point those forward if you want. Just kind of plug that back onto there, or back, or however you want to do it. So pretty simple, and that's really it as far as the accessories go. We do have this one more piece here as well, and I believe this one will clip onto here like that. There we go. I think that's clipped onto the chest there, and that's for the transformation. So the transformation is also kind of like a what kind of thing, where it's just kind of meh, very meh. That just plugs onto there. The other one just plugs onto the top like that. We just fold the wings down. The arms, we just point them straight. Now in the unboxing I said I didn't really understand why we had to pull apart the top and the bottom half when all we're going to do is turn it around. It's because you can't turn this around just as it is, so you have to pull it off to be able to turn the legs around. So we just turn that around and then just kind of fold up the legs like that. And this is our transformation. This has got to be one of the laziest, stupidest transformations into bird mode I've ever seen. So I'm not even going to take the time to even put this onto an action base. You can see what that is basically. I doubt that anyone's ever going to use this in bird mode like that. I mean, like, the top, this part kind of looks okay, but that's just because the wings look cool there. But I mean, the rest of it is just really, it's just silly. So overall, just in terms of the overall look of the kit, I think it's not bad at all. I mean, it's got the aspects of the design of the Destiny, it's got the aspects of the design of the Zeta, so I think there's a lot of appeal to people who are fans of those different types of designs and different things like that. It has the clear parts too, which I think have been a thing that a lot of Build Fighters kits have been incorporating, specifically like the lead kits, the Build Burning, Try Burning, and Kamiki Burning Gundams and stuff. So this kit definitely has a lot of aspects for a lot of different people to like, but I still just feel like it's not really going to appeal to a lot of people just because of, I don't know, just the way everything's mixed together. And I think it's just going to be a very specific design that I think some people are really going to love. And like I said at the beginning of this review, if the design is something that you like, then you'll totally be absolutely fine with this kit. But if you just can't really get into the design too much, then I would say this would probably be one of those kits that you could definitely pass on. Now, one part about the design that I think has just made it not very appealing to me is those guns on the arms. And I know obviously you don't have to use those, but if you don't use those, then it is just kind of lacking in any sort of firepower. The beam sabers work all right, and I mean those are a pretty standard go-to weapon for any Gundam. But I think one thing that definitely would have made this more appealing to me is if it had some sort of like standard beam rifle or beam cannon or something. I know that seems kind of boring, like, oh, I wish it had like the same weapon as every other Gundam ever. But at the same time, I don't know, I think that just would have been just more appealing. I don't know, and that could definitely just be me. It is definitely just my opinion. But so I don't know, maybe taking like the big long rifle from the Gal Eastern weapons set, that big huge like mega cannon, and giving that to this kit I think could look pretty cool. So like if you bought that set, I think you could maybe use one of those weapons maybe for this kit. I think would be pretty cool. Also maybe an open hand option, you know, like the Destiny does some really cool poses with like the wings, and then it has like the open hands, and of course the Destiny has like the weapon built into its hands, but just having some open hands for this kit, so like even the Kamiki build, or what is it, the Jigen build knuckles, something like that, just to give us some different hand options as well, would be cool. Now, one last thing I'll point out here, which is maybe one of the cooler points of this kit, is that those clear parts are very reactive to UV light. So here, let me switch on my UV light here, and here with all my lights on here, I'm not even like turning off any lights here in my room, but you can see how bright those clear parts are reacting to this UV light. I just have a UV flashlight here. I'm just shining on it, and so you can see, like, if you put this in a cabinet or something with some UV lights on it, it would definitely look really, really cool. Those are really popping a lot, like, and it's hard to capture on camera, but trust me, it looks really, really cool, which I'm sure you can see, but just in person it does look even better. So those clear parts that Bandai has been using for these Build Fighter kits, the Kamiki Burning and those kits as well, do react super well to UV light, so that is definitely one cool aspect of those. So you're going to have the same thing there with the eyes as well. So like I said, if you're going to be painting the kit not using the sticker for the eyes, and you have that nice clear part, you can just leave that clear blue. Then with the UV light, you're gonna have nice bright blue glowing eyes for this. So that's about it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have any other questions or comments about this, leave those down below. Despite a lot of my negative feelings about this kit, a lot of that's just my own personal taste, and there's just a few things about the kit that I thought were a little bit lazy on Bandai's part, but it's all easy enough to fix, so don't take that too much against the kit. Like I said, if you like the design, then go for it. But that's all for this review. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.